Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome back to another Firefly, the board game 10th anniversary collection unboxing. So if you've been following along, we're going to go through each individual expansion as its own little video. This one happens to be for Crime and Punishment. Now this might not be the exact every single thing that's, I'm not going to show off every single thing exactly in the box. We're going to basically give you the great idea. So I'm not going to pull out all my tokens and everything. So let's hop to page number 49 in the book here, because it's going to tell us some of the new rules or information that we need to know about this. Alright, so let's see if I can get my book to lay a little bit flatter here. So, Crime and Punishment is going to add Alliance alert cards. So when Alliance alert card is played, there's a new special rule that affects all players. Place the alert card face down on the table. Some setup and story cards direct you to start the game with the alert in play. There also may be new misbehaved cards that direct you to put an alert into play. When the alert card leaves play, return to the bottom of the deck. Alliance upgrade. Every Alliance cruising object is drawing a new alert card is placed on the active alert on the bottom of the alert deck. Note, if you are not using the alert deck, remove the new Alliance alert misbehaved cards from the misbehaved deck. Just so you don't accidentally draw them. New misbehaved cards. 40 new misbehaved cards shuffle equal to the original one to make an 80 card misbehaved deck to the Crime and Punishment. Introduce a few new mechanics to the game. So some of the new Crime and Punishment misbehaved cards use new wanted tokens. When you draw a card, it states your crew is now wanted. You add the wanted token each of your crew who isn't already wanted, other than your leader with a wanted token. Now counts as wanted. So it's going to make everybody a little bit harder to do, so that's kind of cool. The crew with a wanted token is dismissed. Discard the token, they're laying low problem. I'll be in my bunk. When a misbehaving card directs one of your crew to return to the ship, that crew member and their gear may not be used for the remainder of the job. May not move an equivalent equipment between crew while working on a job. Splitting up. Some new misbehaved cards require you to split into two teams. When splitting your crew, you must have at least one crew in each team. You also only have one crew member left working the job. When you're called to split, you've botched the job. No one left. If at any time while working a job, all your crew are killed, return to the job, you've botched the job as well. Replacement misbehaved cards. Some misbehaved cards are the second option require you to draw a different misbehaved card to replace the current one. This doesn't count as having passed the original one. Just making you try another one. Two-step misbehaved cards. Instead of two options, some have two steps to pass in the card. When you draw one, you must do both steps in order to pass the card. For example, on the card above, you have a navigate a flight test followed by a negotiate test. Fight test by negotiate test. And then equipment seizure. Some misbehavior called you to seize a type of gear. If your crew is unlucky enough to have any of this gear seized, it is removed from the game and not be repurchased. Cool. So we have some extra new mechanics and cards there. So let's look at what we got with some of the stuff. So we're going to start with some brand new green big story cards, or setup cards. Sorry, not story cards, setup cards. So the base game just had hey, here's exactly how you do it, which are the orange ones are standard. Here has some new special ones listed in the green. So if you're using this set, you can change the rules up a little bit. So you have Alliance High Alert. Story cards take precedent over setup cards. So the story card might, again, adjust some of these a little bit more, but these can be mixed with any type of game. Begin each game with one random Alliance Alert card in play. Each alert has a rule that affects all players. When a misbehaved card directs you to draw a new alert, place the current alert at the bottom of the alert deck. And then starting jobs. Do not use Hearken contact decks in this game. Hearken may not be dealt with. Interesting. So you have a mode that actually takes a full contact out of the game. Each player draws 3 starting jobs from any contact or combination of contacts they like. Players may keep or discard any 3 jobs. So that's kind of neat. Changes that up quite a bit. We have a second one. This is for experienced players. This is for all players. Game time decreased. Interesting. Yeah, standard game time. This one's going to decrease a little bit. Story cards, day presents. Clear skies, better days. Nav deck and navigation. Shuffle the reshuffle nav cards into the nav decks before the game begins. Okay, so they don't start at the bottom. When initiating full burn, roll a die to see how far you can go before journey gets rough. The result of the die roll is how many sectors you may move through before you start drawing nav cards. For example, Mal is about to start a full burn. Fly action, he rolls a die, he gets a 3. His ship may now move through up to 3 sectors of space without drawing any nav cards at all. If he decides to move with more than 3, he'll need to draw nav cards normally for the 4th sector and beyond. That's kind of cool. I mean, not you firing your drive course range regardless of the die result. So that's kind of neat. So it's a neat way to like just speed up the things. The Alliance and Reaver ships do not use Reaver or Alliance alert tokens. Yeah, it's kind of a neat way to like speed up the game a little bit. So you're not, oh, if I can move 5 spaces, I have to draw 5 cards. Here you might end up only having to draw 1 card or 2 cards. That's kind of a neat way to do it. I almost think that should be like that's a neat standard rule I'd almost like to use, at least for beginners. And then we have some stories. We have Wanted Men, which I'll hold up here for a sec. You can kind of read the flavor text at the top, which is each player starts again with 1 warrant. Players starting locations may not be alliance spaces. Start with 1 random alliance alert card in play. Starting jobs may be drawn from Patience, Badger, Niska, Mystery Universe, and Fancy and Mango. So Fancy and Mango, in Mystery Universe, you have to have some of the expansions for. I believe they're in the Caldesia expansion, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. And there's some story special rules, and when the first player to end their turn with 20,000 credits wins the game. Optional, test your metal, play up to 30,000. Sweetie, we're crooks. If everything were right, we'd be in jail. Neat. So just some different options there. I'll pause it, read it if you like. I'm not going to read through all of them. Then the other one is Smuggler's Blue. So place each contraband on the planetary sector in Alliance space. Optional, plant both Blue Sun and Caldesia. Place 2 contraband in each planetary sector in the ring space instead. Place a $2,000 bill under Amangul, Patience, Badger, and Niska contacts. Players do not receive starting jobs and begin at Lugonium. Each player starts 1. Interesting. First place at least 3 contraband to a contact takes the 20,000 from one of the contact deck. When the player claims the last contact 2,000, all other players take 1 more turn and then the game ends. The player who claimed the final 2,000 doesn't get to go again. After each player has taken their last turn, the player with the most credits wins. Interesting. When a Alliance sector contains contraband, players may use a work action to try and claim some of the system's contraband by misbehaving. For each misbehavior card proceeding, take 1 of the system's contraband. Stop misbehaving. No contraband remaining. Interesting. So you only place them in spots with planets, but now people are trying. So instead of doing regular jobs and running around, and not you can't go get jobs and do stuff as well, but like when you first start out, yeah, you're just trying to like get some contraband to begin with, sell it to these guys to maybe getting good with them before they'll accept your jobs type of idea. That's cool. Interesting. Different way to play the game. A little twist on the rules. Alright, then let's look at these Alliance Alert cards before we hop into the misbehaving cards. I'm going to bring my camera down a bit. So they're going to be horizontal and have these red things on the back. So we're going to have Persons of Interest. When you botch a job, disgruntle your entire crew. Ooh, that's never good. System-wide authority granted for increased surveillance and detention of any suspicious person's probable cause. Protocol suspended. Privilege suspension. Players do not count the cell with Harting while this card is in play. Neat. So it just kind of shuts off one of the characters. Each time a player completes a job, place this card on that contact's deck. Players may not take a deal action with contact until this card moves. Oh, neat. So it doesn't block one person's entirely, but it'll block everybody over time. When resolving alliance contact, you may resolve one of your wanted crew from play. Move one of your wanted crew from play instead of playing one of the warrant spines. Criminal sightings. Each time the player hires a wanted crew, place this card on that supply deck. Players may not take buy actions from this location until that card moves. Background checks. If you have any warrants when you roll for a wanted crew, you must roll higher than your number of warrants for each crew to dodge capture. Rapid response. When a player moves an alliance ship, they may move at one extra sector. Does not apply to alliance contact nav card. Enhanced inspection. You may not sell cargo to contacts. Ooh, that would be bad. Criminal activity. +1 misbehaving when you work in a legal job or you have any warrants. And finally, if you have any warrants, you may not buy at Osiris or Persephone. Cool. Alright, then we're going to hop into the brand new, the other 40 Aim to Misbehave cards. So like last time, like the base set, I'm not going to read through every single thing on here because it'll take me forever. But we'll read the name of the card. You can pause if you'd like to read all the different effects. And they will have the little expansion symbol on here, so that's the little scales. That's how you can tell they're not the base game ones if you ever want to remove them. Manure hits the turbine. Ha. You know, it's the other famous saying. It wasn't my fault. We were set up. It was their fault. I'm surrounded by idiots. I love that. They're right on our tails. So here's one of the ones you just split the crew into teams. First team without your leader must roll for 12 fight. The next, proceed with the team that includes your leader. So nice. You're basically throwing one of your teams out there to fight. And then the other team gets to proceed. But that also means half your crew now doesn't get to do if you have to do multiple misbehaves. They don't get to do the next ones because they have to return to the ship or they're killed. One way or the other. But yeah, if you don't want them to die, you have to like play enough guys to do it, but that's going to severely limit your next one. That's cool. Fork in the road. Misbehave for either one. Neat. Grumpy malcontent. Shut your Goran pie hole. We've heard our fill. I'll be in my bunk. Stop and frisk. Larcenous opportunity. We have the Alliance Alert. Jaws and Alliance Alert cards for you to get 2 copies of those. Bootleg an outfit. Food riots. Ooh, that's cool. If you have the Fruity Oat Bar, which it's a hard one to get. I love to have some other different stuff in there. We got a plan. Anyone? The All-Out Brawl. We got 2 of those. Disable the Cortex Uplink. Hotel Back Office Terminal. A gaggle of folks is going to raise some eyebrows. Well, this will make everything harder. You have fancy goods. Improbable Complex Alliance Gigmo. Fangle the doohickey, it's all cattywampus. Quit poking at it, you're doing more harm than good. You set off the alarm. Oh, this is gonna look good, run. And then bunch of Chinese were boned. That's awesome. I love these. I love the flavor on these cards. Central data access. Ill-advised rendezvous. Dangerous gossip. Invitation only gala. Fork in the road again. Port control and lock. Magisterial entanglements. Purple bellies. Hire local goons. The easy way and the hard way. Packed market. Pushy saleswoman. checkpoint, dockside scanner, submit authorization form, AL243 in triplicate. It's cool. Double dealing. So if you're solid with these guys, it helps you pass it. It's kind of cool. Double dealing. Makes you want to not mess your stuff up, right? Another checkpoint. A Black Market Express. They've got your rights. Recalcitrant Official. Security Stare. Secure Perimeter. Alliance Restricted Activity Zone. Unification Day Festivities. And our last one is Gambling Den. Rolling with the high rollers are thieves and cheaters all. Yeah, so that's definitely cool. So a lot more different options of stuff to do. A lot more proceeds, like auto proceeds with like being solid with different decks and stuff, which is really cool. Or just having some different characters. We have or different items. All that stuff definitely makes that a little bit nicer because you could, if you're ever finding these too hard to do, you could even like weed out. Now if you have 40, now you have 80 of them with this versus 40 from just the base game. You could definitely weed out ones you find are too difficult. Like, okay, we're really having trouble with this one. Or you get rid of all the ones that don't have the auto proceed, and then you just have to hope to have the right people. So you could go ahead and customize this to work better for your playgroup, which is always a fun thing to be able to do. So again, you don't want to do it too much with maybe just the base one. You could take out a couple here or there. But now if you do, again, you add this one, now you have 80. You're probably going to have more than enough to do it. But you also look at some of those jobs and stuff where you're drawing 2 to 3 each time. Again, you have 4 player, and each player has to do 2 to 3 every couple of times. You're going to run through these decks fairly often. So again, picking this up would definitely help. Also alleviate some of that extra stuff there. Of not maybe coming across the same cards too many times. But that's what that's what we have for Crime and Punishment. A little tiny extra expansion if you like the misbehaving thing. Like more options, definitely a thing. The Alliance alerts are pretty cool. We're adding some global effects, which are very easy to just add and remove as need be, right? You want to play with them, have an extra difficult challenge, it's going to periodically pop up. But at least it's generally not, like, too terribly bad. It's like, watch out for having warrants, or you can't use this deck or that deck. So it's not terrible. But yeah, it's pretty cool. That's what we have for that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out all the rest of the videos for the 10th anniversary set. Hit me up in the comments if you'd like. See you guys later. Bye.